Before any design becomes part of a collection, it starts off as a prototype. We sketch out ideas on paper, then create test versions in clay. We refine the shape, the placement of details, the colors, until the design looks right and functions well. Only then, once we're completely happy with it, does it go into full production.
We don't use slit casting or mold making techniques for our creations. This means that every mug, jar, or bowl that comes from our studio needs to be first wheel thrown on the potter's wheel. I throw every form that becomes the foundation for the animal designs that Blair will sculpt.
Once the wheel thrown forms have been stiffened up, I can start adding pieces on, each piece one at a time. The ears, the nose, the paws, feathers. The expressions are all carefully built in, and that's what gives the creation its own personality and makes them all slightly one of a kind. After sculpting the pottery, it must dry super slowly to prevent cracking, warping, and at this stage it can be about 2 weeks to be fully dry. Once the pottery goes through that first kiln firing, which is called a bisque firing, the transformation of the clay turns it into a porous body, which will now be able to be painted with underglaze.
After the bisque firing, I hand paint all of the colors using underglaze. We choose the colors to best represent the colors of the design. Once it's painted, the designs then get dipped into a clear glaze and is returned to another kiln for the final firing. The heat from this kiln melts the glaze into the bright glossy finish that makes pottery durable and ready to use.
Once finished, every piece is photographed, listed on our website, and very carefully packed before being sent to its forever home. From a lump of clay into a finished creation, the process takes about a month from start to finish. Every step is essential and it cannot be rushed. This shaping of the clay and sculpting the final details of this process allows us to build personality and craftsmanship into every design.
It's really difficult to fully convey how much time goes into each piece, but that time is exactly what makes handmade pottery special. Because every step is done by hand and the material itself sets the pace, we can only physically create so many items at a time. We hope that this time gives you something thoughtful, functional, and meant to be enjoyed and elevate your everyday.
It's incredibly humbling to know that people are waiting for the next kiln to cool and the next release to arrive. At the same time, we also understand how frustrating it can be when a piece sells out before someone has a chance to bring it home. Because everything we make is created by hand, we can only produce so many pieces at a time, and that process itself really sets the pace for what we're able to make.
For us, one of the most special parts of our business has been seeing the community that has grown around this process. People celebrate when they finally add a piece to their collections after a few tries. And then there are others that are really excited to know that although a design slipped past them, there is a new design that inspired them even more. There's always another kiln firing, another regular release, or a limited edition creation taking shape in the studio.
In a world built around speed, mass production, handmade objects actually carry a different kind of value. They take time, patience, and care to create, and that process gives them a sense of individuality. You're also connecting with the person who made it and supporting the creative community instead of a corporation.
We try and be sustainable through every step of our practice. So even our packaging, when we ship our mugs, we are really conscious about the environment. We know that we live in a society where things are being shipped all the time. So when we package our work, we make sure that we are including recyclable materials. So we don't pack in bubble wrap. We actually use craft paper. The boxes can be recycled when they arrive. That's always really important to us.
It's a very important thing to make sure that everything is recyclable and we're thinking of the environment as we do this. 5 years from now, we hope Salty Sea Dog looks much like it does today. A small studio filled with new ideas, a community that celebrates handmade work. Being able to support ourselves through this creativity and community is something we never take for granted, and we feel incredibly fortunate to keep building this life one piece of clay at a time.
As we look to the future, our goal is not to get bigger, but we definitely want to get better. We want to keep creating pieces that make people smile, continuing to welcome new supporters into our community, and expand the impact that our studio can have through generosity and sustainability. If we can keep doing those things, the future of Salty Sea Dog Designs will be exactly where we want it to be. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Blair.
And we
are Salty Sea Dog Designs.